What's up, guys? Seville here with another WWE Elite Collection action figure review. Today, I'm going to be talking about Maryse from the women's division line that is exclusive to Walgreens pharmacy stores. This is Maryse's first Elite figure, but she has had at least one or two basics before now. If you can give me just a minute, I'll have her out of the box. Just real quick before we get back to it, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and comment below. And if you want to see more from me, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. Now that she's out of the package, I'm going to give her another rotation on the spinner, that way you can see her all the way around. Maryse's appearance here is based on her costume from SummerSlam of 2016. Her package includes the Intercontinental title because her husband, The Miz, was the champion at the time. Her other accessory here is a little hat to top off her outfit. And now, for a closer look. Once I had her off the spinner, I knew I needed to add a different backdrop because she was blending in too much with the white. I tried a black background and a red background, and both times she just totally washed out, like I couldn't see any detail on her. In fact, it's still kind of doing a weird thing with her legs, where you see below the thigh joint and above her boots, that part of her thigh is really dark compared to her hips. And it's not like that to me, it's only like that on camera. So when none of my backdrops worked, I tried the card that comes in the package, and it turned out to work the best. So, without further ado, here's the review. I do think they did pretty good with her face sculpt, capturing her unique likeness fairly well. To me, it's definitely better than the basic ones she's had up to this point. The vest she's wearing is an added piece on top of the main sculpt, and it does have a seam right in the front center, but it's glued underneath there. It's not really meant to come off. But her torso underneath is painted white about halfway up to blend in with the rest of the outfit. Overall, I'd probably say she's about 50% a new sculpt, but her arms are definitely just basic arms reused from previous women. I think her legs are totally new though, because to my knowledge, no other women have had boots quite like hers. And they do have nice little sculpted details all around. It might be still hard to see, but there are some different inseams and zippers even sculpted into the sides. My only real complaint is that some of the paint can be a bit blotchy and spotty around the rim of the boots, where you see points of the white mixing onto the legs and points of the flesh tone mixing into the boots. There's a couple spots like that on the front too. Articulation-wise, she is pretty standard for most of the women. Her head does turn side to side, but the hair is really restricting. Her shoulders do spin all the way around, as well as move outward, but the vest also kind of gets in the way of that sometimes. She does have full rotation in the biceps, a single jointed elbow, and a rotation in the wrist. She does technically have an ab crunch joint, but it really can't move with that vest on. However, she does have full rotation at the waist. Moving down to her legs, her hips do move outward really well, and pretty good front to back too. She does have full rotation in the thigh and single knee joints. Then finally, she has some pretty good up and down movement in the ankle joints. As noted earlier, she does come with the Intercontinental Championship title belt, but it's really meant for The Miz, not her. It's not a new accessory, it's come with figures before, and it's just another one like those from the past. But certainly a good addition if you don't already have one. Her little hat is nice too, but me personally, I'd probably never display it, because I think it hides too much of her face. And with all that said, it's time to move through my guidelines for a complete and fair review. As noted earlier, I think at least half the figure is a new sculpt, and it is fairly detailed in all the right places. I do think the sculpt is fairly accurate, but some of the paint slop kind of throws off the overall appeal. She is in scale with the rest of the line, but she does not have at least 20 points of articulation. Nor does she balance very well in those heels. She's not too fragile though, and she does include some accessories. I do think the $20 price point is fair, but that's only going to be if you can find her in your local Walgreens store. Personally, I was 120 miles away from home when I found this figure, which leads her to a 3-star rating, which means she's still good, but probably only worth owning for die-hard fans of the character and completionist. However, even with those flaws, I do still think this is the best Maryse figure to date. So if you really like her, I can still recommend doing the best you can to hunt this figure down. If you like this review, and you have not already subscribed, please do so. That way, you'll be notified when I do my next review featuring Deathstroke from the DC Essentials line by DC Collectibles. Thanks you guys for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.